trip. I definitely will. While the singing and tent building was fun and interesting, there was one day that I really didn't feel so awesome. Well, let me tell you what happened. So we hiked to a spot where we could do some fishing. I keep forgetting there aren't any ovens or microwaves in nature. My dad took my brother and me fishing, and it was more difficult than it looked. I've watched plenty of videos on the internet, but it's not as easy as it looks. So, my brother caught a fish. We were there for an hour trying to catch food to cook and to eat, and I caught nothing. I was so disappointed. I even started to cry because everyone caught a fish except me. But my dad made me feel loads better. He came over and told me that we could all share the catch and that I'd eventually catch one too. It reminded him of a great story you can find in the Bible. Want to hear it? Yeah, me too.
It's time for our Bible story. Today we learn a story about Jesus and one of his disciples, Peter. In this story, the disciples are out fishing without Jesus. They sat and they sat and they sat, but they caught no fish. They kept sitting and waiting, but still nothing. Peter became so disappointed. Then someone called out to them and told them to try putting their nets on the right side of the boat. They did just that, and then fish filled their nets. When they saw this, Peter and all the disciples knew that the person who called out to them was Jesus. Peter was so excited, he swam to where Jesus was standing on the shore. Jesus had started a fire and was preparing breakfast for the disciples. Jesus even told them to bring some of the fish they had just caught. After they had finished eating, Jesus turned to Peter and asked him a question Peter didn't expect. Jesus asked Peter if he loved Jesus more than anything. Jesus asked him this same question 3 times, and Peter told him yes every time. Then Jesus told him, since he loved Jesus, to take care of everyone who follows him. Even when Peter made a mistake, Jesus didn't turn him away. He welcomed him and encouraged him. He cheered him up, gave him hope, and let him know he still loved Peter very much. Jesus let Peter know that he could still do big things for God, no matter what he had done in the past. The disciples knew Jesus, but the world didn't know him the way the disciples did. So Jesus told Peter to go and tell people about Jesus, to encourage them like Jesus encouraged him, and to love them by sharing the wonderful news of Jesus.
I realized I'm not great at fishing yet. My dad then told me sometimes we try to do things and they don't work out the way we want them to. We might even give up, which is what I did. But sometimes all we need is some extra help and encouragement. Look, Allie is calling me. Hey, Allie, how are you?
A lot better. And I have some great news. Someone found Jeppy.
That's great. Is he home with you now?
Yes, right here. Thanks, Callie, for being my friend and encouraging me.
Oh, Allie, I'm so happy to hear.
Me too. Talk later?
Absolutely. That was the best news, right? Allie thanked me for my encouragement. My dad encouraged me. I'm so happy Jesus understands our struggles and that Jesus gives encouragement. So let me continue telling you what happened. So my dad took me out alone after I calmed down a little and showed me again how to fish. It took some time, but thanks to my dad's advice, I didn't give up this time, and I caught a fish. Gotta run now, though. It's time for lunch. Peace out, friends. Thanks for tuning in and growing with me.